Nearly there, nearly over the line for 3 points, Sam Allardyce. Up it goes towards Gested. Guediora for Traore, trying to force his way through. In from Downing. Gested rises for it, but so does Sacco. Gibson launches it long for Gested. And the flick doesn't find anyone in yellow.
Well, not reacting to the flick on. Gested jumps with Sacco, wins the ball, but you've really got to react to the flick on. It looks a bit of a danger when they've hit a few angle balls into Gested, but it's not been enough. Not been enough from Borough. I don't think they can complain about the defeat, because if it does happen, because Palace in that first half were by far the better team.
The referee here is not happy that Gaston Ramirez got in Wayne Hennessy's way. So it's a Palace free kick.
Well, again, it's silly tactic from Ramirez, because he's only succeeded in running the clock down.
Benteke fighting for it. Townsend. Really good challenge that from Gibson. And while there's time, there's hope for Middlesbrough. But not with a pass like that. Schlupp for MacArthur. He's happy to take on Ayala, who tugs him to the ground.
Well, in all honesty, as a defender, do you want to give a foul away in the last minute of the game? No. He's moaning that he's getting pulled. Well, sorry, you've got to keep the ball alive. You've got a minute to go of the game, and this really just about sees it out. But again, an Ayala foul. It just runs the clock down. In a frustrating afternoon for Borough.
Ramirez. Back to Ayala. Palace fans want the whistle, and there it is. Quite simply, a huge win for Palace, who put a desperate run of form at home behind them with a much-needed 3 points. After 5 defeats in a row here, Patrick van Aanholt's goal injects some much-needed positivity into the Eagles' season. Borough, by contrast, are being sucked back down into trouble. They leave with plenty to ponder and without a win in 9 Premier League games. Crystal Palace 1, Middlesbrough 0.
This broadcast of the Premier League is brought to you by Wanda Coffee. Try the new Wanda Extra Presso. Brickfields Asia College, the fastest and smartest way. And MyEG, your e-government service provider.
The secret of a perfect kopi tarik is the height of the pull.
Want the perfect blend? Wanda Kopi Tarik, made from premium coffee beans that serves up your favorite local taste.
Wow.
Wanda Coffee.
Cepatnya dia lupa bini.
Terlupa pula. Jumpa sekali lagi.
Ambil taksi je lah.
Bukan tak nak jual. Harga dia orang tawarkan tu murah. Rugi.
MyMoto kini dengan program Smart List membolehkan anda menukar kereta setiap 3 tahun.
3 tahun?
Dengan bayar angsuran lebih rendah, insurans, cukai jalan dan servis percuma.
Imagine an education that takes you beyond classrooms, which does not limit you, which prepares you for the challenges that lie ahead. With ample options and different career paths, and support from a global network of universities, where you will build friendships that will change your life forever and be ready to change the world. This is the future of education. Brickfields Asia College, the best brand in education.
The secret of a perfect kopitare is the height of the pull.
Want the perfect blend? Wanda Kopitare, made from premium coffee beans that serves up your favorite local taste.
Wow.
Wanda Coffee.
I have a house only for the medals. That's good.
Thank you. And it's Alvaro Morata, absolutely breathtaking.
Kid is not a mouthy guy, so I would say probably.
Come right in, guys. What better way to close out the first day of the week than with Daily on your screens? He's Mark, I'm Reem.
Yes, hello everyone. Now, the Oscars have overshadowed all headlines, including the world of football, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, the wrong winner was announced at the final award of the night.
Yeah, that was quite an awkward moment.
Right, I don't get it. I don't know if it's on purpose or what. What do you think, Reem?
Well, some part of me says it is, you know, to boost ratings or something, but you never know. However, that would never happen on Daily.
You are 100% right. Here on Daily, we never get anything wrong. We are very professional. So let's start the show by talking about the newly crowned EFL winners, Southampton.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? Now, we are just starting Daily at Wembley with the 2017 EFL Cup winners, Manchester United, not Southampton. But Jose Mourinho thinks it should have ended another way for his opponents.
I think they deserve extra time. In the first half, we were critical, and for some periods, they were better than us, they were faster than us, they were fresher than us, and they created lots of problems.
We think Mourinho must have been referring to both these players when he said that. Zlatan Ibrahimovic may have dictated things for United, but it was Manolo Gabbiadini who got his name on the score sheet first, until the referee's assistant played party pooper, that is. Little did Gabbiadini know that he would get a second bite of the cherry later in this match. As luck would have it, United then won themselves a free kick in Ibra territory.
It's Zlatan! It's a Manchester United beauty goal!
This is what I predicted. Everything I saw would happen. The only thing the other ones didn't see it. And I came here to show them what I saw and what I would do. And I'm doing it. Because apparently to many I could not do it. My friend, I keep going. I keep doing what I'm doing every year. And I'm enjoying the game. The only thing is I'm enjoying it now in England.
Okay, bro, we get it. You're proving your doubters wrong. Someone else looking to prove his worth at the club, Jesse Lingard, then got his first goal since November 2016. The boss keeping his emotions in check for now, and rightly so, because just before the break, Gabbiadini would have United's 2-goal advantage, his 4th of the season, and his boss had this to say about the team's overall performance.
He scored 3 goals, three good goals this afternoon, and all this. It was not possible to turn the good thing and the good right, but yeah, it's a lot of disappointment, of course, but proved for the quality on the pitch, and we can do a fantastic game.
With things tied at 2 apiece and 40 minutes left in the match, United turned to who else but their talisman to turn the tide in their favour with 3 minutes left.
Martial, Herrera, Ibrahimovic! With 3.5 minutes to play, makes the Wembley stage his own. And very possibly wins the League Cup for Manchester United.
And he was never going to miss from there, straight over the top of Forster. What a player he's proving to be for Manchester United.
The EFL Cup winners are Manchester United.
As much as it pains me to say this, that was trophy number 42 for the Red Devils, making them officially the most successful club in England. Until that is Liverpool equal or leapfrog above them. It will take a while before the rest of the chasing pack catch up with these two clubs. Arsenal are more than 13 silverwares behind United, and I'm not even going to get started on Mark's team Chelsea. Let's now hear what Ibra and Mourinho had to say about each other.
When you bring a manager like that, you know what you get. When you bring me, you know what you get.
Only a silly player comes to England with 35 years old and with the successful career that Zlatan has. Only a silly one comes here if he doesn't feel that he can do it. So who better to know? Him? Not me, not you, him. So when he decides, 35 years old, to take the challenge to come to a country like England, to a club like Manchester United, when he takes that decision, is because he feels ready.
That's why you bought him. He's here.
Bought him. I came for free.
That's why he came here. That's why he came here. That's why he came here, to make those games, like to make the difference on those games, important games.
We're now taking a look at how Ibra has influenced his last 4 cup finals. The last time he scored a brace in one before the EFL Cup was when he still wore the colours of PSG, netting past Bastia to lift the Coupe de la Ligue. Okay, so enough about the champs. This is what Mourinho had to say about their opponents on the night.
Southampton players and Southampton fans, because they gave us a beautiful final for the neutral, beautiful football match, because that 2-1 changed completely the direction of the game. And obviously the 2-2, phenomenal goal, the 2-2. I think technically is such a difficult shot. And Gabbiadini's execution is phenomenal. But then the game is broken. And when the game is broken, I could see the difference between Herrera and Sean Davies. I could see the difference of this kid, Redmond, and others. Different speed in the game. But it's something that we cope.
And with no other cup competitions left for the Saints to challenge in, Puel and his men will now shift their focus on the Premier League. And first up, a visit to Watford this weekend. Also in the mix, trips to Spurs and Chelsea in April. Plus, we still don't know when their postponed fixture against Arsenal will be rescheduled to.
I think a good result of this result this afternoon. I think for the end of the season, second part of the season, it's very difficult because, for example, with Arsenal, we cannot play the game against Arsenal. After in Premier League, we cannot play the game against Manchester United. We will stay 2 weeks every time without an official game. I think it's difficult to keep the good concentration, and it's a challenge for the next game to keep always the good concentration, and after this disappointment to find the good reaction, the good answer behind. Now it's the most important for my team.
One more fixture left to be played in the Premier League this week. The post-Ranieri era starts at Leicester. They welcome Liverpool to the King Power, and that one's live from 3:55 AM on channels 810 and 831 HD. And if you can't stay up that late to catch it, join Michelle and Amanda on Daily for more highlights.
Come on, you Reds.
I knew you were going to say that. Really? Come on.
Come on, it's my team, and they are the best in England for me, with 5 Champions League titles.
OK, if you guys want a 6th title, you better start praying that you start winning some games. As you know, Liverpool are 5th, and you need to finish at least 4th to qualify, yeah?
They still have plenty of games.
So we're going to move our attention to a team that has won more than double of Liverpool's Champions League titles, 11 to be precise. That, of course, is Real Madrid. And if you don't already know, they were busy with league duties against Villarreal. Rodriguez telling Morata that he heard they'd be shipped out in the summer. Morata looked like he believed it, but then James decided to come clean. At least that's what we think happened. Nothing much happened, but in 50 minutes, Manuel Trigueros drew first blood for the home side. Before Real could recover, the Yellow Submarines went 2-0 up. Cedric Bamambu with his first goal since October. But Real found a loophole in Villarreal's armour. Unfortunately, Cristiano Ronaldo, of all people, could not get it past the post. Very unlike him striking that there. So Real tried something completely different. Danny Carvajal this time finding Gareth Bale, but no problem for the Welshman from close range there. And later, Carvajal once again playing the ball to Toni Kroos. The German shot hits a Villarreal player's hand, and it's a penalty. And the offender there tries to explain to the referee how he thought he was the goalie instead, but of course the referee was not interested in that. Up steps Pinaldo, and of course he does not miss, and he overtakes Hugo Sanchez with his 57th from the spot, the most in La Liga history. With 7 minutes remaining, the comeback was completed. Morata gets on the end of Marcelo's cross, sinking the Yellow Submarines with his strike and sending Real back to the top. The result will feel like deja vu for the home side because over the course of 6 seasons, the Yellow Submarines have lost 3 times against Los Blancos at home. Their last win over their rival was last season, and this is one reason why you should never tell visitors to make themselves feel right at home.
Meanwhile, keeping pace with Los Blancos, Antoine Griezmann and co welcomed second-place Barcelona with all eyes on Lionel Messi and the Frenchman, who took initiative first, but his shot was acrobatically saved by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Less than 3 minutes later, Luis Suarez thought he got the opener. However, the Uruguayan was deemed to have handled the ball before finishing.
Whether that could be considered deliberate, I get why.
Messi then looks to break the deadlock, had his free kick tipped over by Jan Oblak, and so the first half ended goalless. 20 minutes after the restart, the Catalan Giants finally found an opening. Suarez with the assist, Rafinha with his first league goal since September. The lead lasted only 5 minutes though. Diego Godin's glancing header beat ter Stegen for the equalizer. But it was the current Pichichi leader who got the last laugh. Suarez played on an unmarked Messi inside the box to guide in his 20th league goal of the season. No happy ending for Diego Simeone on his 300th game in charge. That win now pushes Barca to within touching distance of current leaders Real. However, the league leaders do have a game in hand with a chance to further extend their lead. It's still too early to say if El Clasico will be of any significance come late April. But one thing's for sure, we will keep you posted on Daily. At this rate, Mark, who do you think is going to win the El Clasico?
Well, predicting that match is almost impossible, but I'm sure we can expect a feast of goals for that one.
Well, leaving football behind for a while, we'll have more on the show later, but for now, it's time to take a break.
When we turn our focus to the NBA when we return with the team that has got the most technicals this season. Plus...
Here comes the double team. Somebody's open. Christian is fouled by Cousins, and that's 5 on DeMarcus Cousins.
This broadcast of the Premier League is brought to you by Brickfields Asia College, the fastest and smartest way. MyEG, your e-government service provider. And Wanda Coffee. Try the new Wanda Extra Presso. A dream shared by many, passed down through generations, aspired by all.
Right through here, they've got it! History before your very eyes!
From the smallest teams to the biggest clubs, all will have an equal chance to lift the oldest football trophy in the world, the Emirates FA Cup on Astro Supersport 4 in HD. the La Liga Santander. Live on Bein Sports, Channel 837.
Welcome back. Russell Westbrook predicting another triple-double tonight, perhaps. First, he had to get past DeMarcus Cousins. So, what did he do? Well, he put Steven Adams on Boogie, and it worked because 16 seconds into the game, Boogie picked up his first foul. And less than 2 minutes later, Boogie would double that count. Well, he tried to plead his innocence, but no one was really interested. With Boogie treading on thin ice, Russ went to work the dish to Adams. OKC go in front. And later, he chose to go solo with this, making 14 of his 29 from the field. 3-point game now to the Thunder. Then a turning point for the Pelicans. Kristen headed for the basket. Boogie tries to stop him, but what do you think happened? Of course, he picked up his 5th personal foul instead, and boy, he was not happy. With no Boogie around, Russ took advantage of the situation, dancing his round to the rim for back-to-back jams. 41 points, 11 boards and dimes. OKC win by 8. Russell Westbrook saying good night.
Still got your 29th triple-double, though. You've now had 2 since the All-Star break. Is it possible you came back with even more energy?
Just trying to win a championship. My job is to come out every night to compete at a high level. That's what I try to do.
Well, you got Enes Kanter back, and of course 2 new guys. How deep and how much better does this make you guys right now?
I mean, it's tough for other teams. I think when we play to our potential on both sides of the ball, it's tough to beat us.
And Russ is putting even further in front when it comes to triple-doubles this season. This one-man wrecking machine has 14 more than his closest rival, James Harden. In case you're wondering, the magic number is 41. That's the record set by Oscar Robertson in a single season. All-star Giannis Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee's hosted the last team in the West, Phoenix. Ever present in this game, the Greek Freak took the ball down the other way after the steal, but the home side looked like they were here for a big fight. Round 1, when Marcus Chris almost kicks Giannis's head off. And round 2 here, Chris Middleton felt violated when Devin Booker was all over him in the paint. Now, are we watching NBA or WWE here? I'm a little bit confused. In the first half itself, both sides had to be separated twice with 5 technical fouls. I don't think Phoenix side had their head in the right place. Chris was fouled on the other end. But he missed the free throw not once, but twice. And Jason Terry, as you can see here, was very happy with that. To wrap things up, Malcolm Brogdon moves the ball around under the net and finds Tony Snell in downtown for the 3. Bucks win by 4 points. And the award for most technical fouls goes to, drumroll please, the Phoenix Suns. Although they are already at the bottom of the West, they managed to top one list for most unsportsmanlike conduct with 65. Not a table you want to be leading in, but hey, the Sun has to somehow rise right. Maybe they are just in the wrong sport. They should perhaps try NFL or WWE next season.
Over at the Staples Center, 6-time MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hoping to inspire his former team when they hosted San Antonio. Unfortunately for them, Kawhi Leonard was in the mood to play. Looking to register a 4th consecutive win on the road, Leonard knocked down 25 points on the night with a field goal percentage of 50%. But he wasn't alone. Veteran Manu Ginobili played a big part in running the show for Spurs in LA, setting up Dwayne Dedmon for the throwdown. Later, the Argentine faked a 3, only for former Laker Pau Gasol to get his 1-6 basket of the night. Very cheeky, Manu. Lakers committed 6 turnovers here. This one in the 3rd quarter allowed Leonard to score from the free throw line. And there were more turnovers for the home team, and Leonard took advantage with the fast breaks, opting for a slam dunk coming up over here. Spurs also got 37 assists on the night, their highest tally on the road, and it proved enough for a 21-point victory.
But were you particularly happy with the way they played for your team tonight? You know, I don't generally point out players. I thought as a group we played well. We had a lot of assists. And I thought we played good team basketball.
On the second half, Manu Ginobili made a play where everybody thought he was pretty much going to shoot a 3-pointer, and he passed it on to Pau Gasol. It seems like their communication on the court is becoming better and better.
Well, Manu's, always been a clever passer and really unselfish player. And Pau's got a very high basketball IQ, so they fit well together.
As for the Lakers, their 41st loss gives them yet another losing season. 2013 was the last time they recorded a winning season, which means having more wins than losses. What a fall from grace for the 16th-time NBA champions, who looks likely to miss the playoffs for the 4th consecutive season. Prior to this, they have only missed the playoffs 4 times in the last 53 seasons. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. At least that was what Rickie Fowler must be feeling. After picking up his first trophy since September of 2015, Fowler still got criticized for how he won it. According to one analyst, it wasn't like a true champion. Perhaps their definition of a true champion was Jonathan Vegas. At the par 3 15th, the Venezuelan aced this after a bogey on the 14th, but he would have to settle for 4th spot, tied with 5 others after finishing with 7 under par. Gary Woodland at the 13th, he would get his 4th birdie of the round here to finish with 69. And he was tied with this guy here in T2, Morgan Hoffman. 3 birdies, including here at the 8th, saw him finish with 68. But he was 4 shots shy of the leader, Rickie Fowler. A bogey in his last 2 holes, part of the 4 total he would hit on the final day, would still see him finish ahead of Hoffman. The world number 14 would close out his campaign with 12 under par for only his 4th career victory on the tour.
Moving on to the ladies, the World Cup, that means hello in Thai. 18 of the top 20 players in the world were competing at the Thailand LPGA Open for the $1.6 million prize, including world number 1 Lydia Ko. But the Kiwi had to settle for tied 8th. So this is Soyeon Ryu, who finished 2nd with 17 under. She needs 3 shots to complete the 9th hole. And we think the caddy asked her how she hit that so far. She said, "It's all in the muscles." He's a champion of the tournament. Despite missing an eagle at the 15th, Amy Yang still made the birdie from close range. From there, her lead was safe, and she birdied the 18th for good measure. Yang has now won this tournament twice out of the last 3 years, bringing her grand total on the tour to 3.
2017 Honda LPGA Thailand champion, Amy Yang.
Still ahead on the show, how PSG subjected Marseille to their worst defeat in more than 60 years.
It's just too easy for Paris Saint-Germain. Julian Draxler has only been on for a few minutes and already on the score sheet. This is turning into humiliation for Marseille.
Hours already.
Don't worry, our calls are free. Hello, darling, are you there? Wow, sorry, my prepaid plan saves me a lot every month. I buy your lunch. Menu. Top up my prepaid, please. Done, madam. Earn so much points already. I want to redeem this, and this. It's payback time. Payback, a prepaid plan from Senheng Mobile.
The La Liga Santander, live on Bein Sports, channel 837.
Thanks for staying on Daily. To the recently concluded Rio Open, where Dominic Thiem faced Pablo Carreño Busta in the final. The Spaniard, who won the men's doubles category last year, fell short in the first set, even after pushing it to a tiebreaker. Second seed Thiem took control of the second set, sending PCB chasing shadows, and the Austrian even came out with a very cheeky net shot over here to extend his lead. With no intention to give in, the fourth seed reminded the crowd just how he made it all the way to the finals, breaking Thiem's service in the 7th game with a cheeky drop shot finish. However, that was only enough to stall the inevitable. The Austrian took control to see out the second after PCB committed an unforced error on match point. The man they like to call the Dominator secured his 8th ATP singles title before jetting off to the Mexican Open.
I'm feeling really great and happy right now. It's always the best feeling you can have if you win a title. It's all you practice for, and it's a big tournament here. And I've played 5 very good matches, especially semis and finals against 2 amazing players. So I cannot be more happy right now. Always against him, it's very close matches. He's a great player. I mean, he's almost top 20 now. So if he continues like this, he's gonna be higher pretty soon, I guess. So it was a very good victory from me.
Yep, absolutely. And he has played 5 great matches to win the title at Rio. And speaking about the number 5, PSG may have put 5 great goals past Marseille in France, but they've got to play another 11 matches to fight against Monaco and Nice for the league title. Before that, it was still the heaviest defeat inflicted on Marseille since 1953. The bashing started with Verratti's free kick, Marquinhos with the header only after 6 minutes into the game. We think the outcome to this entire match could have changed if former West Ham man Dimitri Payet had hit this in. Unfortunately, it did not. And 2 minutes later, the leading league scorer, Edinson Cavani, fired in his 26th goal of the season to put PSG 2 goals ahead before the break. PSG's 3rd goal was even better. Lovely play from the visitors, who eventually found Brazilian Lucas Moura 3-0. And then German international Julian Draxler added a 4th goal, his 2nd in 8 appearances for the club. Even Blaise Matuidi managed to score a rare goal, getting PSG's 5th and final of the match. And when he scored the goal, he added the aeroplane celebration. PSG are only the 2nd team after Monaco to win at Marseille this season. And the win helps PSG reclaim 2nd spot from Nice, but only on goal difference. Meanwhile, Marseille, who sorely missed top scorer Gomis, dropped out of the Europa League qualification spots.
Still on football, did you know that former City boss Roberto Mancini was on a show called Ballando con le Stelle? I hope I said that right, which is actually the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars.
Mancini dancing. This is something I'll be YouTubing after the show. Looks like he's still got to pay the bills while he waits for another managerial job.
But you know what? He can maybe take over Ranieri's job.
Yes, if Liverpool can't even beat a team with no manager tonight, Reem, I don't know what to say.
They will, okay? Don't you worry. Now, if you're not staying up for that game, don't worry, because we'll have updates on tomorrow's Daily.
And of course, if Liverpool do lose, remember to check Reem's Twitter if you want to see her being all emo. We will see you guys later on.
Bye.
Dreams change direction, even when you're in the big league. These men never lose their momentum. They never lose sight of victory. And as they focus on being champions, the dream takes a life of its own.
Huge moment of redemption for him!
The UEFA Champions League on Astro Supersport channels. The All England Open Badminton Championships. Live on Astro Supersport 4 in HD.
He created a life model decoy.
I can't believe she's a robot.
And in the next astonishing chapter, S.H.I.E.L.D. will pay the price.
I made a few upgrades of my own.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 4 LMD. Wednesday at 9:50 p.m. Only on Fox.
Before Men in Black, The Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend, and Suicide Squad, there was The Fresh Prince. One of the most beloved sitcoms that made him a household name.
Baby! You flatter me, sir.
Join the ghetto kid and his rich relatives for a hilarious time as Hicks takes you to where he first began. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Mondays to Fridays at 8:30 p.m. only on Hits.
Asia's largest sports entertainment event returns to Bangkok on 11th March. All rise for the One Championship. Now you stand a chance to win a 3-day, 2-night trip to Bangkok. to see Asia's first ever female champion, Angela Lee, take on the submission wizard, Jenny Huang, for the One Women's Atomweight World Championship. Log on now for more details.
The headlines from Omnisport on Monday, the 27th of February. PSG hit Marseille for 5 to close Ligue 1 gap. Real fight back from 2 down to win at Villarreal. And Mourinho picks up first trophy at United. Also in the programme, Fabulous Fowler triumphs in Florida. Back-to-back titles for informed Tsonga. And LeBronless Cavs beaten by Bulls. We begin the show in Ligue 1, where Paris Saint-Germain reigned supreme over Marseille in the latest instalment of Le Classique. Looking to stay in touch with leaders Monaco, PSG made the perfect start through Marquinhos' close-range header to silence the Stade Velodrome.
And the Velodrome is stunned into silence.
1 soon became 2 through the league's top marksman. Edinson Cavani latching onto Javier Pastore's through ball before sending the champions into dreamland with his 26th goal of the season.
The magnificent goal from the visiting side. 2-0 to the champions.
PSG then effectively sealed the win 5 minutes into the second half. Lucas Moura guiding the ball past Johan Pele to make it 3. Recent recruit Julian Draxler had only been on the field for a matter of moments before he got in on the act. The Germany international prodding home to continue his excellent start to life in France. With 20 minutes remaining, defender Rod Fanny grabbed the consolation for the hosts with his first goal this term.
And Marseille do have their noses back in it.
But PSG were to have the final say. Blaise Matuidi firing the visitors' 5th to cap a memorable night for Unai Emery's side.
It was all far too easy.
Meanwhile, Lyon remain in the hunt for European football next season after an emphatic 5-0 victory over relegation-threatened Metz. After putting 7 past AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League in midweek, Lyon were held until 2 minutes from the interval. Memphis Depay left with the simplest of tasks. The former Manchester United man then added his and Lyon's second early in the second half to give the hosts the upper hand.
That's poor from a defensive perspective.
The Dutchman was presented with the chance of a hat-trick, but chose to pass only for Metz defender Ivan Baliu to divert into his own net. It wouldn't be a Lyon game without a goal for Alexandre Lacazette, and the Frenchman added his customary strike with a smart finish to put the result beyond doubt. That's 22 goals and 21 Ligue 1 starts this term. Metz' misery was compounded in injury time as Mathieu Valbuena chipped in to put the gloss on a 5-star Lyon showing.
Mathieu Valbuena makes it 5 for Lyon in the dying seconds of the game.
In Spain, Real Madrid made a dramatic comeback from 2-0 down to defeat Villarreal and return to the top of La Liga.
After a dominant first half from the hosts, Manuel Trigueros gave the Yellow Submarines the lead after the break, before Cedric Bakambu doubled the advantage moments later. But in his first start since returning from injury, Gareth Bale gave Los Blancos hope. Cristiano Ronaldo then equalised through a controversially awarded penalty. Having come on as a substitute 5 minutes before, Alvaro Morata headed Madrid to a crucial victory.
No sé, los jugadores dijeron que había penalti.
The players said it was a penalty, but I couldn't see it from my position. We got 3 very important points against a really good team. We already knew that they would make the game difficult, but we're happy about the 3 points.
Y estamos contentos por los 3 puntos.
Barcelona had gone top temporarily after Lionel Messi struck with 3 minutes remaining to hand them victory at Atletico Madrid. After a scoreless first half, Rafinha put the visitors ahead with his first La Liga goal since October. 6 minutes later, Diego Simeone's men restored parity through Diego Godin. But Messi found himself in the right place in the final moments of the game to keep the champions believing in the defence of their title.
It was a game against a direct rival, so it was of maximum importance. There are still 42 points to play for, but it was very important to beat Atletico and to get close to top spot. We have to remain calm. This result doesn't change our main goal. We have to now think about Deportivo, then Valencia, and then Granada. And once we've reached the final 5 games of the season, we'll then see which goals we can achieve.
Y después veremos hasta dónde y qué objetivos más cerca podemos tener.
Elsewhere, Jose Mourinho became the first manager to win a trophy in his first season at Manchester United after they beat Southampton in the English League Cup final. Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Jesse Lingard had put United 2 up at Wembley, only for £14 million Saints striker Manolo Gabbiadini to grab a double, and the Italian had another goal wrongly ruled out. But with extra time approaching, Ibrahimovic headed his second. That's now 26 goals in 38 games for the 35-year-old this term.
We're winning. This is, like I said, after 7 months I have 2 trophies with this club. There's other clubs that didn't win for 10 years. I mean, I won half and what they won in 10 years, so I'm happy for that.
When he decides, 35 years old, to take the challenge to come to a country like England, to a club like Manchester United, when he takes that decision is because he feels ready. And the most important feeling is his feeling. So his credit is not my credit. I don't take him here if he doesn't want to come, if he's not ready. Is his merit, not me. It's him, everything for him, nothing for me.
Meanwhile, Harry Kane scored another hat-trick as Tottenham moved back to second in the Premier League after routing Stoke. All 4 of Spurs' goals came in the first half, with Dele Alli atoning for his midweek red card with the other.
For me, he's one of the best younger player on the world too, and I always will protect him. For me, his character and in the way that he behaves, sometimes can make a mistake, but I want him on the pitch and I want next to me him.
And Roma closed to within 7 points of Serie A leaders Juventus after winning at Inter. Raja Nainggolan's double made it comfortable for the visitors. Mauro Icardi got one back, but Diego Perotti's late penalty sealed the points.
This broadcast of the Premier League is brought to you by MyEG, your e-government service provider. Wanda Coffee. Try the new Wanda Extra Presso. And Brickfield's Asia College, the fastest and smartest way.
The environment of the game.
comes with many tests. But the greatest lies in the rival you meet. The quest begins in the BNP Paribas Open Indian Wells, live on Astro Supersport 2 in HD.
You know the series. The scripts begin with real events, with real people. The story as authentic as we can make it.
Now learn the history.
Ragnar and Rollo actually lived many decades apart.
This is the site that a Viking reared took place.
Fear is just as good a weapon as a sword, and Vikings were very happy to use that whenever they could.
Real Vikings. All new Thursdays 10 p.m. on History.
Come on a tour of the Premier League. Catch the latest news and hear sensational stories on and off the pitch.
Wow, now I'm almost at the end of my career.
From fans and matches to players and coaches.
This is not a dream job, this is reality.
We take football to the next level.
When you're on the football pitch and you're playing football, you can't ask for any more.
Discover the Premier League world on Astro Supersport in HD.
Golf now, and it's PGA Tour title number 4 for Ricky Fowler after he clinched the Honda Classic by 4 shots in Florida. The American had led by the same margin heading into the final day at Palm Beach Gardens, and things started calmly enough with the birdie at the 3rd. But Fowler then dropped 3 shots in 3 holes to give the chasing pack hope. Morgan Hoffman looked to take advantage with 3 birdies around the turn, but he could manage no more and faded away. Gary Woodland got to within 2 at 10 under after his 4th birdie of the day at 13. There were no more gains though, and 2 late bogeys helped end his hopes. In reality, it was Fowler's consistency over the opening 3 rounds that made the difference. He couldn't quite maintain the momentum on the final day, but it didn't matter. 3 birdies in 5 back 9 holes made sure no one got close again. Such was his dominance, he could even afford a pair of bogeys to end his round. Fowler a clear winner on 12 under, and in good shape as the year's first major draws closer.
Just kind of lets us chill out in a way. There's less pressure, less stress. We just keep doing what we're doing, get in the gym, keep working on the stuff with Butch and moving forward. I think this is something we needed going into Augusta, and I like the spot where we're at right now.
It's Fowler's first PGA Tour win in almost 18 months, and his first anywhere in the world for over a year. Hoffman and Woodland shared 2nd place on 8 under.
On the European Tour, home player Darren Fichardt held off the challengers of Stuart Manley and Paul Waring to win a shortened Joburg Open. A birdie at the last, sealing a 1-shot victory for the South African. Storms and subsequent course flooding had reduced the tournament to 54 holes. But after a 2-hour delay at the start of day 4, conditions were ideal. And Fichardt took full advantage, rolling in 3 front 9 birdies, this almost leading to a 4th. Another home player, Jack Kruiswijk, had 5 gains in his opening 9 holes to briefly take over at the summit. But Fichardt joined him at the top of the leaderboard after another birdie crept in at 12. He'd increased his advantage to 2 before Waring and Manley came fighting back. Englishman Waring, who'd started with an eagle, had the last of his 4 birdies here at 16 to cut the lead to 1. Welshman Manley could have gone level with Fichardt had this dropped for eagle. Fichardt did fall into a 3-way tie for the lead with his only bogey of the day at 17, but this set up a close-range birdie at the last. That returned him to 15 under and gave him his first title since early 2013. The victory secures Ficardt's place at this year's Open Championship. Manley and Waring will be joining him at Royal Birkdale. It's Ficard's 5th crown in over 330 European Tour appearances. He becomes the 2nd South African to win this season after Brandon Stone at the Alfred Dunhill Championship.
To tennis, and can anyone stop Jo-Wilfried Tsonga? The Frenchman outplaying his younger countryman Lucas Pouille to clinch his 3rd Open 13 Marseille title. Looking to make it 2 tournament triumphs in as many weeks, the 31-year-old began stamping his authority right from the outset. An early break paving the way for the world number 11. And he consolidated that advantage comfortably too. His authority from the back of the court was evident throughout the opener, and Pouille could only admire what Tsonga was delivering. Serving for the set, Tsonga made no mistake. Mixing up his game, he was proving to be dominant in every aspect to take it in 38 minutes. But Pouille, one of the rising stars on the tour, gave those watching a taste of his huge potential.
Oh, that's just found the line. That's worth 2 points, that.
Could it motivate the youngster to launch a comeback? Not against Tsonga in this mood. The former Australian Open finalist coming up with the goods in the 7th game, on his way to a decisive break of serve. And the contest was over soon after. The Tsonga serve flourishing all week, and on match point it sealed the victory.